What's the likelihood of an empire falling?
Pretty damn high.
Yeah.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of
Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
With the change of reign, the transition to Charles III.
I'm here to tell you why the king must fall.
What does that mean?
Of all the institutions in this land, this is the one which we should be most critical of. They're the most vicious of the vicious.
You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be.
And that's how they found their way into power. They are the biggest gangsters of them all.
So say good night to the bad guy.
And look at us, we're just this bunch of bumbling peasants who are still sucking up to this family of inbred morons.
Even when I lie.
We'll never see the like of Her Majesty ever again. It's just the saddest thing.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
What they represent is a continuity of inequality, of poverty, of unfairness, of unaccountable power.
Me, I don't have that part. Me, I always tell the truth.
History is particularly important because every serious country talks about their revolution. If you go to France, all they talk about is their revolution. The Americans will never shut up about their revolution.
Who's from the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, hey. So what do you think of the American Revolution? Because you lost, right? Oh, you're the first British person to admit that. Usually British people are so weird about the American Revolution. They're like, we didn't fight you. We just left.
We don't talk about our revolution here. It speaks to a lack of political understanding of what the monarchy is.
It represents colonization and bloodshed.
It's eventually going to fall. A billionaire family dies. The money goes to who?
I am deeply aware of this great inheritance.
The inheritance goes to the kid.
Which have now passed to me.
Is it really theft if you're taking it back from thieves? The greatest thieves of all are the gangster family of Britain, the Windsor Mafia.
Which is why, like, people who steal that haven't earned it generally lose what they steal. They can't keep it. They have to keep stealing.
Apparently, to avoid a diplomatic row, we're told, Camilla the Queen Consort won't be wearing the controversial Koh-i-Noor diamond. Diamond is currently mounted in the Queen Mother's crown, but whether that's its rightful place is hotly disputed.
In fact, India that claims ownership of the Koh-i-Noor, with the country calling for its return after they say it was seized in the colonial era. But what about other crown jewels?
Would we also need to part with the Great Star of Africa, which sits in the sovereign sceptre?
South Africans are calling for Britain to return the world's largest diamond.
And for the return of its smaller cousin, the Second Star of Africa, which is set front and centre in the imperial state crown.
So, should we give the gems back until the crown is nothing but velvet and mink fur?
Holds the burden of all the humiliation of empire, all the wealth that was stolen.
And that's the end of the argument.
Yeah.
It needs to go back.
What causes an empire to fall? What are symptoms of a great empire falling?
Thinking that you can't fall.
Now, you can't attract something if you're not it. You can manipulate and get it into your life, but you won't be able to keep it.
Now, Buckingham Palace says it's cooperating with an independent study into the links between the British monarchy and the slave trade.
The transatlantic slave trade in which Britain participated. Well, it's clearly a sensitive and important issue.
The ties of slavery to the monarchy.
Now, the historical perspective, it just goes back a lot further. And the modern contexts are very different. Slavery hasn't gone away.
There's often talk about reparations that are paid to people who've been influenced and affected by the slave trade. Is that a conversation you think the British monarchy might have?
It's not really a subject of conversation that I would even go down.
There's certainly no suggestion at this stage of reparations.
We've also had events like losing Barbados as part of the Commonwealth.
The time has come to fully leave our colonial past behind. Barbadians want a Barbadian head of state. This is the ultimate statement of confidence in who we are and what we are capable of achieving.
Bringing the question in of the future of the British monarchy, what does this tell us about the future of royal life?
They're not it. They're not the thing.
Right. So what is really the responsibilities of the citizen of that era? What is our responsibility?
From post-war austerity and the end of empire through the expansion of the Commonwealth.
And of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world.
Giving too much trust into one person.
Who came up with that idea?
What I would add to it is a spirit of division within the nation.
You need people like me, so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. No? What that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide.